Hi guys, just a new video on my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about what games I actually own on Xbox One. I get asked a lot of questions about what games I actually do have on the console, and I'm just going to show you and go through the list. Bearing in mind some of these games, especially 360 games, have been purchased in the past as an arcade game. Some of them have been obtained for free on Games with Gold, and some of them I've generally just bought. So I'm going to go through the list. I'm not going to spend ages talking about them all, but I just wanted to show what games I actually own, and a lot of these games that I haven't even actually touched yet. So I'm going to start off at the top with 7 Days to Die, which I played briefly with a few mates. Quite a good game, survival game. And going through the A section, a lot of these games in this section are pretty rubbish. The 360 games are all games that I probably got for free with Games with Gold. A World of Keflins is one of them, and the Alan Wake games I got free with Quantum Break. Air Mech Arena is a free-to-play game, as is APB Reloaded. Ark Survival Evolved is a game that I played briefly with a few friends, and the Assassin's Creed games are games that I've played through quite often. Okay, so moving on to the B. Battle Ages, a free game that I got on the marketplace. Battle Block Theatre, very good arcade game. If you've not bought it already, definitely go and check it out. I got this on 360 back in the day. Battlefield 4, which pretty good game, had a bad start, didn't think much to it in the end. Not one of the best Battlefield games ever made, but definitely worth playing. You can actually get that free on EA Access on Xbox One now. That's the beta of Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1, I've been talking about this lately, so I'm not going to go into detail, but it's a great game. Definitely go and check it out. Battlefield Hardline, a game that I invested a lot of money in last year and never played after the first couple of months. So, very underrated game, but not for everyone. Battleship, a game that I picked up as an arcade game and I've only played a couple of times. Not sure what that is, but I bought it and never played it. Bejeweled games, I picked them up in the past on 360 back in the day. Beyond Good and Evil HD, very good game, was it was free with Games with Gold recently as well. Bike Mayhem 2, I've actually got a video of that back in my library of me going mental because I couldn't do a level, so you can check that one out. Blue Estate, I got that in the sale a few months ago, maybe even a year ago now. It's sort of like a sort of point and click game. Boom Boom Rocket, if you've not played this, this was a free game when it initially came out on 360 and quite addictive. The Borderlands games goes without saying. I've got the Handsome Collection, that's what those two are you're seeing. And Brain Challenge is just a 360 game I bought in the past. Okay, moving on to section C, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, game that I picked up last year, still own it digital, so not a bad Call of Duty and not the best either. Carcassonne, I think I paid for that back in the day. Castle Crashers, both the 360 version and the remastered edition. I actually got the remastered edition for free, so I didn't pay for that. I got it because I bought the previous one. Castle Storm Definitive Edition, I picked that up in a sale a few months back and played it once and didn't like it, so it's quite a weird game. Actually no, I didn't buy that, I got that for free I believe on Games with Gold. I'm thinking of another game which is coming up in this section. Chariot was free in Games with Gold, as were Crimson Dragon, Crimson Land as well. Counter Strike Go, I played a lot of this on Xbox 360, so it's probably not going to be everyone's cup of tea these days. Costume Quest 2, played a little bit of it, got it for free on the marketplace. Chivalry is a game that I picked up in a sale, the one I was about to talk about in a minute. Played it once or twice and never played again. Child of Light, decent arcade game. If you haven't got it already, definitely check it out, one of the better arcade games out there on next gen. Going to move on to D straight away. Dark Dreams Don't Die was free on Games with Gold quite a while ago now. DC Universe Online is free. you can pick that up at any point you want if you want it for free. Dead Rising 3, one of the first games I got with the console when it first came out. Definitely worth trying out. If you haven't played it already, you could probably pick this up for next to nothing now. If you've only just got an Xbox One, definitely try it out. Dead Space, brilliant game. Was free with Games with Gold not long ago. Definitely check that one out if you haven't already. This is a game I picked up on Xbox 360 along with any 360 games I'm not really going to talk about unless I really want to. Defense Grid 2 was free. Destiny is a game that I picked up and played for about 6 months and then got bored, and I don't know how people are still playing that now. Diablo 3, brilliant game that I should really go back to and finish, and I never have. I still own that on disc. Dig Dug, I'm not going to talk about that. Dirt Rally, I picked that up from CEX a few months ago and I've played a little bit of it. Dishonored, I got that last Christmas in a sale for about 8-9 quid. Divinity, I bought that in a sale a few months ago as well. A game that I haven't really touched yet. Doom 1 and 2, I got free with Doom in the Middle, which is the new Doom. Definitely worth checking that one out. One of the better games this year, I would say. Doritos Crash Course was free a long time ago. And Dragon Age Inquisition, I've actually got that free through EA Access. Right, on to section E. Not many games in this section. FIFA 16, which I still own and obviously never play again because now FIFA 17's out. NBA Live 15. All these 4 games actually you can see here, you can get them for free on EA Access on Xbox One. So that's why they're on my hard drive. Never really get played. Earthlock is a game that I got for nothing on the Games with Gold. Moving down, Fallout 3, I got free with Fallout 4. Both good games. Fallout 4 is a game that I probably played about 10 hours on and need to go back and finish. I'm sure it's an excellent game. Just my ascension span with those games is very crap. Far Cry Primal, I picked that up last month in a sale for 15 quid. Really enjoyed playing that so far. Probably put about 10-15 hours into that. These 2 arcade games I got back in the day. FIFA 17 got in September, and I've not played it as much as I have previous FIFAs. And I've got all the Forza Horizon games so far. Really enjoy the Forza Horizon series. Obviously got the first one. I have bought that previously, but I got that free on Games with Gold. Forza Horizon 2 I own on disc. Forza Horizon 3 I've bought digitally, and Forza Motorsport 6 I have on disc as well. Really enjoyed playing that this year, last year even. Going on to G now, I own all the Gears of War games. I'm not a massive fan of them either. Most of the Gears of War games you see on the screen, the 360 ones especially, are ones that I got free with Games with Gold because they've given them all away in the past. Gears of War 4 I picked up recently. I really enjoyed playing it actually, and the Ultimate Edition I picked up that very cheap. Gems of War is a free arcade game that you can pick up for nothing. Geometry Wars, really enjoy them 2 games, and I paid for them previously. Goat Simulator, don't ask. The kids love it though, and I've got the expansions of Goat Simulator, embarrassingly enough. Golden Axe, classic fucking game, so it's in my collection. Grid 2 was free on Games with Gold, as was Guacamelee, was free on Games with Gold. Guitar Hero Live, I bought that last year and I played it quite a bit actually, enjoyed it, but I think the series is well and truly done and dusted now. Halo 5, I picked that up last year, really enjoyed it, what I played of it, and I think for me Halo is sort of a dying series for me. It's not a game that I really enjoy playing anymore. Halo Spartan Assault was one of the first arcade games on Xbox One. I picked that up when it first came out. Hand of Fate, I don't know, I don't think I bought that, I think it was free. Happy Dungeon and Happy Wars are both free games on Xbox One, you can pick them up, and as Hawken is also free on Xbox One. Heavy Weapon is a game that I picked up on previously. Hitman, I don't actually own the whole game of this, I own a couple of the episodes because it was an episodic game and it's still been released as an episodic game now. How to Survive, I think I got that for free, or I may have picked it up really cheap. Hydro Thunder, an old game that I picked up in the past. I Am Alive was recently free on Xbox Games with Gold, so I picked that up. That, as was IDAB, I don't know what that is, I've not played it before. Ikaruga, one of the best arcade games I've personally played, and it's a sort of Japanese sort of side-scrolling shooter, definitely worth picking up. Inside, one of the games of the year for me, best arcade game I've played in a long time, out on both Xbox One and PS4, and I picked this up because I really wanted to play it. Iron Brigade, I think that is a game that I've got for nothing as well. Just Cause 2 and 3, I believe I got Just Cause 2 free with Just Cause 3, a game that I've probably put a bit of time into, but I'd love to go and finish. And these two games below, I think, are both free games that I picked up in the past. Killer Instinct and Night Squad, both games that I've not paid for. LA Cups is a game that I picked up very, very cheap. I think it was about £1 or £2. As with Lara Croft, was very cheap in a sale. Laser Fear, I game share with a friend, and I think he paid for that one, and he paid for Lego Batman 3. Life is Strange, I own the whole collection of that, I think. Limbo, I've paid for it in the past and also got it for free. Le Mans Live, game from the past. Lords of the Fallen, I think that was in Games of Gold, so I've got Limbo twice there, which is no point in doing that. Mad Max I got for about a tenner in the sale the other week. Put a bit of time in that, and I'd love to go and finish that because it's actually a really good game. Mafia 3, I bought that last month. I've played through. Pretty disappointing game for me this year. Mantis Burn Racing, I bought that after playing it at Eurogamer the other week, and it's not a bad game actually. Massive Chalice was free. I bought this full price on Xbox One when it first released. Metal Gear Solid spin-off, I've got that. These two arcade games I think I got for free. Minecraft Story Mode, I only own episode 1 of that. Minecraft Xbox One Edition, I think I got that very cheap because I owned Minecraft previously. Mirror's Edge and Monkey Island were both free. Monopoly, I picked them up cheap. Mortal Kombat X, I've got that on disc. And this game here was free on Games with Gold last month, I think. M+, one of the best arcade games on 360, I picked that up previously. These free games here, you can see, in fact all the EA games you can see in this section are all free on EA Access, so that's why I've got them. Neverwinter is also a free to play game on Xbox One. Oceanhorn, I bought that about a month or two ago. I need to go and finish that. Octodad is a game that I picked up in the sale, very good game and quite fucking funny as well. Operation Flashpoint was free. Overcooked, a very good but frustrating game with people. Playing this alone is not advised, so unless you've got friends, don't buy this. Overwatch, I probably got a good couple of days out of that in playtime, and I would love to go back to it, but I just don't think I ever will. I own all the Pac-Man games because I absolutely love them. So I bought them previously. Payday 2, I own this on disc. I had it on 360 as well, and it's a decent co-op game. The two Peggle games, you can get them for free, but I have bought them in the past because they're very addictive. Perfect Dark and Pinball FX are both games that I've bought previously. Plants vs Zombies, Garden Warfare, and the original Plants vs Zombies I've all bought previously. I've got a demo there, ignore that one. These two games were free in Games with Gold recently. Portal Still Alive, I had that previously. Power Star Golf, I originally bought that when the console first released. Pro Evo 2016 and 2017. I bought them too. I did pick up 2016 in the sale though, because I was a FIFA player before that, and I got pissed off with the last FIFA, so I decided to try and convert to Pro Evo. Prominence Poker is a free-to-play game, and I probably put quite a lot of time into that because I do like poker. Pump BMX, I actually picked that up for £2 the other day. It's only just come out, and it's only £2 in the sale this week. Pure Hold'em and Pure Pool by the same developer is Mantis Bourbon Racing. I've spent a hell of a lot of time on Pure Pool, not as much on Pure Hold'em because it wasn't a very good poker game. Quantum Break, I need to go and finish that. It's a very good game, very underrated game as well. Rayman Legends, I got that for free on Games with Gold. Red Dead Redemption, I bought that previously on 360. I bought it digital towards the end of the 360's life, and I'm glad I did because it went backwards compatible. Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil 6, I paid for both of those. Rise of the Tomb Raider, game that I need to go and finish. One of the best graphical games I've ever seen. Roblox, I don't know what that is, I've never played it, but it's on my console. Rocket League, I've put a lot of hours into, and very good game if you've not played it already. These two first games were free on Games with Gold, as was Saints Row 4, or is that 5? 4. Bought these two very cheap in the sale. This was free with Games with Gold. Sleeping Dogs I got very cheap in the sale. Very good game if you've not played it. Small Arms, I don't know, I think I've had that previously in the past. Sniper Elite 3 I bought cheap in the sale. Snooker Championship, just because I like snooker, I bought this for about £4. If you like snooker, it's alright. This was free with Games with Gold. The Sonic games I bought previously, Spelunky I think was free with Games with Gold. Explosion Man was free. SSX is free with EA Access. Star Trek Online is also free on Xbox One. Star Wars Battlefront I purchased last year after all the hype of the game, and it turned out to be quite disappointing. State of Decay I bought on the 360, but I also bought on the Xbox One. I thought it was a decent game for what it was. I think these two games were free with Games with Gold, as was Sunset Overdrive, even though I own this on disc. Super Dungeon Bros is a game that is free this month with Games with Gold. Super Meat Boy, one of the best arcade games on 360. Never ever finished all the levels on that, need to go back to it. Baseball was free with Games with Gold last month, and Super Time Force was free at some point. I got the Rainbow Six Vegas games free with Rainbow Six Siege. Tekken Tag Tournament 2 was also a free Games with Gold game recently. Tembo the Badass Elephant, not really played that, don't know why I bought it. Texas Hold'em was free. The Banner Saga 2 was free with Games with Gold. The Binding of Isaac, if you've not played this already, it's actually quite good. I think I put this up quite cheap. The Crew I got cheap and I own it on disc. The Dear God was free on it, Games with Gold. The Escapists was recently free with Games with Gold. I think you can still get it for free at the moment. I do own this on disc though. The Evil Within, I own this on disc. This Van Helsing was free with Games with Gold at some point. I think this was free. The Service Project was a preview program game that I played, and I really enjoyed it, so I ended up buying it. The Stick of Truth, just a brilliant game, so I had to buy it, and I'm a massive South Park fan. The Walking Dead Complete Collection, I picked up the first few for free on Games of Gold and ended up buying the whole collection because I enjoyed it that much. The Witcher 2 I think was free with Games of Gold a long time ago, as was The Wolf Among Us. Thief was free with Games of Gold quite a long time ago, and I've not played it at all. Titanfall I quite enjoyed for 2 weeks when it first came out, and you can actually get that free on EA Access now. The new one just launched, but I haven't got round to getting that yet. Rainbow Six Siege, I put a hell of a lot of time into this game. One of my In fact, it was my game of last year. If you've not played it already, it's brilliant. The Division, probably the most disappointing game of the year so far for me. Played it for probably about 6 to 8 hours and never played it again. Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, I'm pretty much sure I picked this up dirt cheap on the sale, as with Tony Hawk's Skater 5, which is very, very disappointing. Do not buy this game, even if it costs you a £5. Toy Soldiers arcade games, I think I got them both free. Trails HD I've bought in the past. I don't know if I've ever paid for this game, I don't think I have. Trivial Pursuit Live, I did buy that quite a while ago, and I played it quite a bit actually. Tron Evolution was free with Games with Gold, never played it. And Tumblestone was also free. On Epic is a little game I picked up on the sale last week. It's like a RPG dungeon game. It's actually really, really good, and I'm playing through that at the moment. Uno is a classic game, but this is the new one done for Xbox One. Not really played it much though. I think my mate I share Games with Gold with paid for this one, and I think he paid for Unravel as well, which is a really good game actually, and you can get that free on EA Access as well. Valiant Hearts, I got that. I think these two games I got those both for free on Games with Gold. So I've not played either of them. I think I played Valiant Hearts a little bit, and it's actually quite a good story if you've not played it. Warframe is free on Xbox One. This one I picked up free with Games with Gold, never played it. World of Tanks played free with Games with Gold, never played it. Both Worm games I've bought in the past and enjoyed them. I've not played WMD as much as I'd like to. Worms Battlegrounds was free on Games with Gold at one point. WWA 2K16 was pretty pissed off about this because I paid 30 quid for the Ultimate Edition of the game, and then about 2 months later it was free on Games with Gold anyway. XCOM I got that for free on Games with Gold. Z Heroes was free on Games with Gold at some point. Zombie Army Trilogy I bought that very, very cheap, and it's a very, very good co-op game, and a game that is very underrated as well. And Zombie Driver Ultimate Edition, never played that. I think I picked it up very cheap, but it's on my console for some reason. And Zuma is a game that is quite old and came out on 360. So that's my whole games collection. I have all this stored on my hard drive, so if I want to play any of these straight away, I just click them. Some of these games are on disc, and there are some games that I haven't got on here on my hard drive that I've still got to burn onto the console from disc. So there is games that I own that I do not have on the console. So there's probably about another 20 games to add to this collection. So I do have a 4TB external hard drive that I use. I plug that in, and I do have a 2TB hard drive in my Xbox One S. So I have a total of 6TB, and all those games are taking up probably about almost 4TB of data. So I've still got quite a bit of room really, and there's probably a lot of games there that if I wanted to delete, I've never played anyway. I have got Watch Dogs 2 and Final Fantasy and possibly Dead Rising 4 in mind. I do have to be careful though with my purchases in future, because I'm spending a lot of money on gaming, and I want to curb that down really, and I want to start being more selective with my games. So that's it for this video. I hope that's answered the question of people who ask me how many games I buy, and if you actually have a look at my list, I'd say about 50% of those games have actually been for nothing. So if you're not on Xbox Live or Gold, it's definitely worth being on there just to pick up all the free games every month. Once you got them downloaded, they are yours to keep. And same with PlayStation really. I probably would have had sort of even more games on that, but I never turned my PlayStation on. I'm going to end the video there, so thanks for watching if you got this far, and if you got any questions, give me a shout. Cheers.